This channel is a not-so-proud member of YouTube's all-encompassing special society of heavily overwhelmed layout enthusiasts. Check any railway show, check any railway club, check any layout, check your own house. You'll find one of us somewhere. Warning, the content of this stream is not suitable for children under the age of 16. The topic, language, themes, attitude, and personality of the presenter is not appropriate for anyone, much less children under the age of 16. Topics discussed will not center on trains and will focus on anything except politics. It just happens trains are running. Any similarity between characters, situations, trains, and intelligent thoughts is strictly a coincidence. Any rebroadcast or transmission of the stream without the express written consent of Major League Baseball is strictly prohibited. Viewer discretion is advised. Remember the 3 rules for model train layouts and pretty much anything. It's your layout, do what you want as you want. Do not tell someone else what to do unless they ask you directly what they should do. Do not call out, mock, criticize, or insult another channel on your channel or anyone else's channel. Thank you for your cooperation.
See it, you'll love it, and it's all done in the best possible way.
Hey everybody, happy Friday. Welcome, Knights of the Rhomboid Table. How are you? Have you gone off on train adventures and fought train dragons and all that? It is Friday again. I feel like I just finished saying that an hour ago, and here it is, Friday again. Nice to have everybody here. Let's go straight into the greetings. Lee at Anfield Road. Hi, how are you? I know you're here, but working in the background. Artie, wonderful, but you're up early. But glad to see you, man. Bernie at Crossway Points Junction. Thanks for stopping in and hanging with us. Dinmore Junction Model Railway. I have not learned your first name yet, so welcome. GWR Buckley Junction, how are you? Glad to have you here. Andy at Hot Dog Pilot, the Irish train guy. Wonderful to have all you guys here. EFO is here, but he's got a train show specializing in the computerized stuff tomorrow. Sounds awesome. I wish I had a day like that set up for tomorrow, but tomorrow's going to be a sad day. Jean Ricard, glad to see you here. John Banicki, welcome, and another one coming back, Joseph Agliato. I will make sure I say hello to you this time since I missed you last week. So Joseph is here. Kiwi Dave, another guy that's just here every week now. Glad to have you all. Another Andy at March West Junction. I always tend to call you Andrew, but you sign your stuff Andy, so I'll call you Andy now. The Model Railway Shed Official is here. Nice to have you. Randall Ellison, great to have you here too. Tim JD, my man. How are you? Tom Couples, another one. These pillars of my little castle. And Bally's 56XX. And Steve's Double O Gauge Railway signed in. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully there's something that'll keep you here at this very odd live stream that some people seem to enjoy coming to. I run Central European trains. I do the American system, 3-rail, AC powered. And I don't really have much of layout. I just have a big table where trains circle it because that suits me. I just like to watch trains go in circles. But anyhow, so before we get into the trains, just a couple of things. I'm hoping that before I go offline today, I will have a unboxing for you. I am waiting for the mail to come, but if it comes, it's going to be quite fun. And so we'll see. Usually FedEx delivers earlier, but they're not here. Mysterious Mechanic 24, welcome in. And did I just see Tim's Hobby Desk? Tim Wells is here. Nice to have you. One of the guys that really kept us alive and sane, and you will never truly understand, and I'm sure everybody says it all the time, how much you helped keep us sane when the pandemic first went nuts, Tim, but I'll say it again. Hey, there's Stephen the Plumber. And did I miss anybody else coming in so far? So far, so good. Okay, so one little
well, two tidbits of negativity. The first one's kind of funny, though. But I got a very angry email from a person that I did a rant about. He dropped a line. And basically, it's my fault. The United States didn't get involved in World War I early enough. And it's my fault that the United States government elected to drop atomic bombs on Japan. So I would like to apologize for that. Even though I wasn't born for either of those, I should have done more and spoken up for that, because apparently I'm not allowed to talk about human kindness and human decency when my country didn't help fight World War I and dropped atomic bombs on people 77 years ago. So on behalf of myself, and on behalf of the band and ourselves, I hope we pass the audition. But no, I'd like to apologize for not having stopped those nuclear bombs from being dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Okay, now on to the other negative. Tomorrow I'm going out of town again. It's probably the last time I get to see my best friend. He has been in really bad, deteriorating shape here. So I'm not looking forward to it. It's a 2.5 hour drive, and basically we're going to go say goodbye, because we went and said goodbye last week, or 3 weeks ago, but we're trying to go up every couple of weeks. But he's taken a real bad downturn, and I don't know if he'll be there. He could be there for Christmas. I don't know if we'll be able to travel before Christmas with weekends getting busier here. Okay, hey, Stuart is here. So that's the negativity. So let's talk about the positives. If anybody here is a fan of Matt Clarke, I have begun writing. I had toyed with not doing a Christmas special, but I wanted to do a Christmas special. But as I kept trying to come up with a plot for the Christmas special, I kept going back to the original one and realizing that the Matt Clarke Christmas special last year was too perfect. It was such a perfect Christmas special. There was no way I could compete with it. There was no way I could go funnier. There was just nothing I could do with Matt Clarke and the characters to top last year's. But I am going to do a Christmas special. But just be warned, it will probably be a little more subdued. I mean, Matt Clarke's meant to be funny and off the wall. But last year's Christmas special in Big Gulch was such a perfect storm. I just can't see how I'm going to top it at all. It's just crazy. By the way, hey, Eagle Creek Railroad is here. Nice to have you. And again, if you are new here, everybody's a moderator, as I like to call them, Knights of the Rhomboid Table. You can post links to your channel if you want to get subscribers, or if you got a cool video you want to highlight and show off. If you got somebody else's channel you want to advertise and talk about, it has to be positive stuff, no negative Nellies. It has to be model train or comedy related, or train related, rail fanning, train spotting, that stuff as well. But go ahead and post your links and see if you can draw up a few people here. Okay, so Irish Train Guy asked, how long did it take me to build my layout? Well, it's taken me no time because I haven't built a layout. But let's go to the big camera and you'll get kind of an idea of what I'm actually going to talk about here. Get the pointy stick over there. Okay, so this is the best view of my layout. Right here, this is the best view of my layout. And I don't like to call it a layout, but let's just call it a layout because everybody uses that term. All right, to build these tables took me 2 weeks. That was working after school and on weekends. It took me about 2 weeks to build the tables, get them up on legs, and get them into place. And then it took me a few days, I think it might have been a week and a half, to get all this track laid. And some of that was waiting to get to a shop because I was building this in the middle of a snowstorm where I was off work for a week. And then I had most of these buildings. I've 3D printed some. And then once I had this table up, it sat in a basic form for a while. And then there is a station over there. And let me go to this other camera. And I'm not looking at the chat right now, so bear with me. Village view. But then there is a bus station. and a train station. And that train station is a 100% accurate scale representation inside and out of the Delmenhorst Town Bahnhof, the Delmenhorst Station. And the bus depot is about 95% accurate. The only thing that is not accurate about the Delmenhorst Station is the length of platform 2 and 3, because it's actually a lot longer there, but I would have needed a 18-foot long table to get the platforms to scale, and I didn't have room for that. So that's the only thing that's shortened on that. But that's that. So let me see. So Stuart's here. So let's not even mention that. Just remember, the only thing we don't do here is talk politics or religion. So yeah, that is that. So it's weird to call it a layout because, I mean, I'm not even actively working on it. I have not actively worked on it other than relaying the new Fowler car track a couple of weeks ago. And I still have to go in and make all the special cuts. But weekends where I try to talk myself into working on this have not been conducive to me getting in the mood to do it. So anyhow, that's that. So hopefully I'll be able to do a mail call before this show ends. Matt Clarke will be back in a Christmas special. I don't know if it could match last year's Christmas special, which also set up Series 2. And I'm also writing Series 3, which for the time being, I think once I finish Series 3, and then I go to Germany, I may take a break from the Matt Clarke stuff. Joyce and I have 2 more parody songs to get out before Christmas, and then we'll do that. So now, I got straight into this. There's one other thing I should mention. Hello, Mick. How are you? Welcome in. In the United States, today is Veterans Day, which is honoring those who fought in combat or served combat roles in our history. And in the UK and many other countries, it's your Remembrance Day, which is basically the same thing as the American Veterans Day, although I think Remembrance Day definitely seems to emphasize World War I and World War II a bit more in other countries. So to all those who served, like my father who lost an eye in Korea, my uncle who flew bombers over Germany in World War II, my cousins who fought, and a couple even died in Vietnam. And to all those who have served in the military, I want to honor you today. I don't know if I'm weird. I find it odd to say Happy Veterans Day because, I mean, yes, you want people to have a happy day, but, and I'm not religious to say Blessed Veterans or Remembrance Day, but, I just want to make sure we, forget the political spectrum that likes to use military service as a, we support the military more than that other party does. No, when we went to war, we went as one party, and we went as one country, and all your countries as well. And just remember the people, especially in the last 40 years where the United States at least has had a volunteer army where you weren't drafted and you elected to take that risk and join the military and get deployed overseas and fight in a combat role or in service to combat roles. So just I wanted to take this time and thank and give my gratitude and love to all those, including the many, many, many members of my family who served in the military throughout American history. Okay, so that's that. So anything else I wanted to throw out there? Okay, so let's go to the trains we're going to run today. Although one train was being a little spotty. It just wasn't running full speed. But let's go to the 11-lane view. Beep, beep. And if I miss a question, and by the way, people, if you want me to catch a question, highlight my name in the question because that draws my attention on the chat. So just type at Anthony Dodge. Actually, the first 2 letters, type the @ sign and then AN, and my name should pop up on there. And that way I'll catch your questions as you ask. But now here's the trains running today. We are running, I don't have a theme today, by the way. We are running a Class 102 locomotive with a rake of double-decker, the Dolchstock passenger cars, the Regio-Bahn. I'm running my ICE 3. He's one of the 2 trains that are the same from last week. I brought back out the IC2. Now, this is an IC. Now, right here you can kind of see the difference. ICEs don't have locomotives. They have control cabs. ICs have an actual locomotive. And then IC2s are double-deckers. And IC1s, which I ran last week, are single-level cars. And then continuing, I guess I do kind of have a theme because I have the double-deckers on alternating lines. So 1, 3, and 5. Well, no, but it's 1. Okay, so I was wrong. It's 1, 3, and 4. And then I am running a Metronome Regio-Bahn, Metronome Regional Traffic. And then I've got the Alex Regional Traffic train seen in southeastern and southern Bavaria of Germany. And then way in the back, I got a Class 650 DMU running back here. Just circling around my little mini loop there. So let's get these trains in action, and then I will get myself more focused on... Yeah, and I don't have the camera on, so yeah, you can bring it down. Yay, mail! Thank you, sweetheart. So I'll get to that. Let's get this guy rocking and rolling. Don't want to get these too fast. Oh, shaky hands, McGee, knock it off. There we go. Getting everybody in motion. Okay, that is all 6 trains, and I'll get a 7th train running here. Hey, Steve Childers is here. Nick at Rule 1, how are you? Raymond Legs, welcome back. Yes, the Skoda BR102, nice call, good job. And no, that wasn't Joyce here. That sweetheart was my daughter, but she doesn't like to be on camera. So let's go to the multi-view for a second. Ta-da, multi-view. Oh, and Jean Ricard, you asked about the shirt. This shirt is almost 20 years old. I got it on my, I got it in June of 2003. I got this shirt in June of 2003 at the Amsterdam airport, Schiphol airport, on my first trip to Europe. With all my students, and I wanted to celebrate that I was, the first place I ever touched in Europe was Amsterdam, and nowadays you're not supposed to say Holland, but there are still parts of the country that are Holland, but Americans will often refer to the whole country as Holland, which you're not supposed to do. But anyhow, be that as it may, so yeah, that's the shirt. I just grabbed and wore it today, and then as I was setting up the live stream here at the last second, I was like, I wonder if Ifo would say something about the Dutch shirt there. But I actually have a Dutch national football soccer jersey too, because the Netherlands is my 3rd or 4th favorite national soccer team. USA is number 1, but the USA sucks. And then, yes, Germany's number 1, and then England and the Netherlands. I hate when England and Netherlands play because I can't decide who to root for. My apologies to all you UK guys. Hey, I see Curly's here. There's Pierre. You came in way too early. Anybody else come in that minute? Kieran's here. Kieran, how are you, Kieran? It's so good to see you. The orange house structure is a 3D printed building I haven't painted yet. And it hasn't been painted for a year. And by the way, the Mallard is running in the upper corner. up there. The Mallard is taking its look. Hey, Alan, how are you? Okay, so here's the good news. So I'm going to stop my trains just for a minute. Bear with me. Except for the Mallard. You'll hear, and if you look closely over my shoulder back there, you'll even see the Mallard circling around. There he goes. There's the little Mallard. All right. We have mail call. Live unboxing. When Christmas comes early. And really it did, because this is supposed to be a Christmas present, but Joyce isn't here to stop me. Although she may take it away and wrap it anyhow. All right, so it is from my favorite Model Bond Shop Lipa. Now, if the drugs and coffee and life in general have not blocked it out. Last week, I had a conundrum. There were two locomotives. I could not decide which one to get. There were two locomotives, and I just couldn't decide which one I wanted. I wanted one of them, and I couldn't decide which one. And I asked you guys to comment, and the live feed and the comments afterwards, the votes were split. I think it was about 7-7. 7 said get the horses. 7 said get the flame. Get the fire one. So, after a lot of hemming and hawing, which one won? Which one won? Was it the Flames? If you voted for the Flames, you won. We got the Flames. Ta-da, we got the Flames. If you voted for the Fire, the Flame won, you won. But I hate to see people lose. I can't stand seeing people lose. So, if you voted for horses, you won too. We got them both. We got them both. Joyce I was hemming and hawing. I don't know which one to get. And she just looked at me about 4 hours after the live feed as I was talking to her about it. I can't decide. Even the people on the live stream couldn't really decide which one they liked best. And she just looked at me and, oh, for heaven's sakes, just get them both. I don't know why you won either. So we got them both. So I'm not going to run this in or anything. Obviously, my tracks are full. I do want to just take it out and, well, oh, those horses look much better live. I don't know how well that's going to show up on the camera. Can you guys see that? That is a very pretty design. Look at those horses. Focus in, camera. Look at those. That's beautiful. That's really sharp. So there's that. Hey, Cassie 118 BMK. Welcome in. Let's get united. I now declare you united the Romboy table. So there's that one. So obviously you have to run them in. I know EFO, read reviews and all that. Unfortunately, reviews were about the same. I mean, it's the same body, just it's the same motor and everything, just different livery. It's the exact same thing. So let's put that back in the box. So how is everybody out there? So let's look at the flame one and see if the details, because to be honest, the horses look better live than they did in the photograph. I will repeat that a few times. They really look sharp. Do it again. Bow, bow, bow. I know. Show the trains. Show the trains. I'm trying to show the trains. Well, I'm trying to show the locomotives because I am just thrilled to have these. I was shocked. They were in Germany yesterday morning, and they're on my doorstep today. As bad as FedEx was a few months ago, they have stepped it up because, yeah, they were in Germany yesterday morning. So there's the flame. Very sharp. Very sharp. I want to make sure I keep my finger on that. I'm not going to take this out of the box right now. Just in case Joyce does come down later and say, hey, that's your birthday present and your Christmas present. Put it away. So, and if that's the case, then, well, so be it. If I have to wait till middle and end of December to get both these, so be it. But I've got them, and they're very cool. I'm very, yay. Got a real good price on them, too. All right, let's go back to trains running, and then I will catch up with the live stream. Let me see. Richard Brown is here. Nice to have you here, sir. No, you can't. You can't complain about it. Hey, Dale is here. Welcome in, Dale. How's everybody doing? Trackside Mike is here. And Mark, Model Railway Fantasia is here. Nice to see you, Mark. Hope you're doing well. Yes, Trackside Mike. All my locomotives are DCC. They all come with sound, lights, massive amount of functions. I do not have any. I use the term analog and digital. So when you guys say DCC, I say digital. So yes, all my trains are digital with sound and anywhere from 12 to 35 functions. That 102 is struggling going up the incline. I wondered if he would be unhappy there. Hey, did I see Warwick Road is here? Yeah, I've heard about those from the Maryland Forum, marylandforum.net, Raymond. And yeah, very dangerous toy trains. I will eventually have lights in many of my houses, not all of them. My station is lit up, and I do have, the platforms are lit up, and then I have it, all three stations are lit up. And, but I don't think, yes, there is a small group of buildings that are lit up. Let me see. Is everything going? I could conceivably, I don't know if I could get to it all. Hey, don't mind me, I'm just looking for something. Who froze a loco? Did I freeze one? He said she, so I don't think it was me. Where the heck is the rest of that line? Oh, okay, it goes up there and then around. All right, that's right. I feel like there's a couple of things I have not plugged in. I know there's one I haven't plugged in, the station lights. Oh, that looks like Cayenne accidentally had it on. Well, we'll see if their batteries need replaced. There should be one more thing to plug in, but I'm not seeing where it is. Okay. Well, I will turn the lights out here real quick, and you can see what little is actually lit up. So there's really not a lot of lights to show. Let me do the large camera views and you might get a better idea. So if I do station view, you can see the bus depot is lit up, the station is lit up, and some of the trains are lit up too. Not all my trains have lights. Only about a third of my passenger trains have lights in the carriages. Then if I do that view, you can see there's lights at the one station there. And then you can see those buildings and that station is lit up. And that's about it. Do something silly. Hey, 156 Andrew is here. How are you? Great to have you. And yeah, you'll see one of my trains flash and it's got a bad connector in one of the connector couplings. All right, well, so I do have some things lit up because they're much brighter in here than they show up on camera. Much brighter. Get the Joyce cam adjusted until she comes here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn all that stuff off now, since the lights are back on, but they're just, you know, it's just silly stuff. And that's all done with the micro fairy lights. In the United States, we call them fairy lights as opposed to mini LEDs, where all mini LEDs and even, I think, some regular size LEDs are called fairy lights over in the UK. But the United States specifically, fairy lights are the micro ones. So I have a set here. Did I move them? Yeah. So here, let me go to large screen again. I know you get tired of that. But this is what I'm talking about, okay? This is what I use to light everything up. They work, they're cheap, and they work as well as the expensive light sets. And I just run them into a power pack for now until I decide to, like my station is hardwired. It's done. But let's go back to the multi-view. But I find those for, like, if you have a row of houses and buildings, you can run one set of those and they're spaced out enough that you can put one or two in a room, tape them up to the ceiling, run them behind a corner that's covered over with something, and they will light up a building and it looks just as realistic as the expensive lighting sets. Yeah, and Evo, and I certainly, I think it's awesome when people can automate them, like Greg at Midsummer Railway. He has buildings where individual room lights can turn on and off, change colors, intensity, and he programs all that. And that's brilliant. I think that's awesome. I don't need to do that for me. One of the hardest things in the world is when somebody doesn't like what you do, or I shouldn't say doesn't like what you do, but it's not what they want to do. It's like, hey, if you could have all your lights doing all that, why wouldn't you? Well, if somebody was going to do it for free for me, then sure. But if I'm going to do it myself, I'm just not going to try to make this overly complicated. In the end, I want this simple and simplistic. I don't have block detection anywhere. I want my trains to run, and if I decide to do some evening stuff, I just want my buildings lit up. I'm looking for a snapshot image as opposed to an action, if that makes any sense to anybody. All right, Artie, you got to head off. Got a date with an old friend. We'll reprogram an ATM. Yeah, the Just Plug system by Woodland Scenics is not a bad way to go. But yeah, it's still pricey. I mean, I can do with this was $7 American, this kit. And I could do every single one of those buildings that are currently up on that with this one kit for $7. I just run them up into the next building. If I need to, I can cut and splice the wires to create a gap. And then I just go up into the next building and then down and then up into the next building. And so one set of wires, and then all I need is a battery pack. I buy these things. These are 4.5 volt. So I've got 3 AA batteries in here. Oh, there we go. 3 AA batteries in here, 4.5 volts, and it lights them up. And it's easy to turn them on and off. So it's just, I flick them on, flick them off. And I think I got a pack of 4 of these for $6. Oh, stop it, Tim. You're awesome at what you do. And the key is you do stuff. It's not like me who never does anything. I have done things, but there are things like Fowler car, I have to get my mind set to do it. And I was getting my mind set to do it, and then some stuff came up here at home, and it just took me out of the mood because I have to be in a mindset to... I know this sounds bad, but me, if I'm going to work on something, I have to be in the mindset both to work on it, but I got to be in the mindset to handle it if it fails. And that's the harder part. I know that sounds weird. When I did my job, I never thought about failing. When I built additions onto this house, I worried at times if I was working with something I didn't know, but the stuff I knew how to do and knew I wouldn't get wrong, I never worried about. Yeah, there's that, but in the end, it's within the range. It's set up to do that, so it works. It works. Yeah, I mean, and again, all the different car systems have their advantages and disadvantages, but the one disadvantage they all have is they are expensive. Fowler cars have shot way up in price. Just the cars. The track has not gone up horribly in price, but maybe 10% individual pieces. But the electronic components, because of issues with China, have gone way up in price. But the cars themselves, originally you could get some of the Fowler cars for $80, $90. Now the cheapest one's $105. Oh, Mark, that's bad. Boo. You would make an arm and a leg joke, dude. And that's very true, Raymond. And that's where 3D printing is coming in. On Thingiverse, somebody did build an HO skyscraper where you build it in sections and then you can piece it together. But otherwise, yeah, it's custom or scratch build or kit bashing to a degree. And there's another option, the 187 scale remote control cars. But again, for me, when I'm running the layout or eventually when Cayenne and if I have other grandkids come along, I just want them to be able to turn it on and let it go. Now again, when they're older, an RC car might be cool. But for me down here, just to have a little eye candy, to have a little action going on, the Fowler car for me was the best option for what I wanted to do. The Magna Rail has its advantages and its disadvantages. And I would never say one is better than the other. Each, even with remote control, each has a great positive and a drawback. You just had a haircut. Well, I wasn't wondering, but okay. Yeah, the Wiesmann. A lot of people love the Wiesmann because Wiesmann and Bush makes some moving things like the vibrating bed with the couple in the bed if you want the X-rated stuff. But the sawing of the tree, the chickens, doing that, Wiesmann makes a lot of cool, and Bush makes some. Although Evo, does Wiesmann make the ones for Bush too? I seem to think Wiesmann makes some stuff that is sold under other company names. Kiwi Dave, yes. My ICE that I currently have is the 37788. I started with the 37783, and then I upgraded to the 37788, and then I traded my 37783 to a gentleman in Canada, Herb and Nancy, if you're out there, hello. I got an ICE1 and parts of an ICE2 and a whole bunch of other stuff in trade. It was a great deal. He wanted an ICE3, and I wanted the stuff he had. In fact, I think he gave me more in value than my ICE was worth. Wiesmann makes the rail maintenance trolley. Yeah, Jim at Hover Motion, if it's the one I'm thinking of, he has the Trix version of that. Oh, cool, Dave. That's great. Yeah, the 37783 only had 6 light and sound functions. The 37788 had like 12 or 14. Plus, Märklin re-released it. I've got the re-release version, not the original 37788, but Märklin changed only back about 3-4 years ago. Märklin re-released the 37788 with LED lights instead of the original bulb lights. They re-released it. So I bought it and the extra car set. Dino was here and is leaving. Pierre, the wrench symbol means that you are a moderator, which means you can delete other people's comments, and you can also post links to other channels and web page stuff. If you're not blue with a wrench, you can't do that. But if you look on my page, everybody's blue with a wrench because I just make everybody moderators, and I just call everybody, we got the wrench, your knight of the rhomboid table. Somebody said buy Dino, and I'm wondering if they're messing with me because I did not see Dino. Oh, yeah, he's leaving. Okay, there he said goodbye. Well, thank you, Dino. Nice to have had you here. Well, then they would get taken down by one of the moderators because anything we link has to be comedy, model train related, although Naked Pictures would probably be comedy, but that's a different story. But as it is, that's where we're at. So, yeah, if you just joined in, for those of you that were here last week, yeah, I got both locomotives. Really, I want to take these out of the box and play with them, but I'll wait till Joyce gets here, see what she has to say. And then hopefully might be able to run these in this weekend. Well, he did say naked pictures of himself. So that would fall into the comedy or horror genre. Or comedy horror. That's what you call a streetwalker who does jokes on the street corner. It was good on me. It wasn't good on the train budget, but the thing is, my train budget had accounted for this for a different train, but that train's not coming until January or February now, in which time I will be able to reset my train budget. So this is replacing what was supposed to be out last month and got delayed till January, February. See, that was the problem. I don't know why Merklyn does this to me, but my birthday is the week before Christmas. And Merklyn releases all these trains through the year, and I'm like, meh, meh, meh. But when they do the ones that they decide, all the trains I want from Merklyn each year are always due to come out October, November, December. So they pile it on at my birthday and Christmas. And so I put money aside and say, I'm going to get these trains. These are the trains I go through and pick out anywhere from 1 to 4 trains from all the companies. I'm going to get this one, this one, this one. There's 2 trains by Pico and a locomotive by Roco I'm waiting to come out. Is it Roco has a 218 coming out? Was supposed to be out earlier this year, but now I think it's delayed. It could come out still before Christmas, but the train budget can take that one. But that's just it, Jean Ricard. The money I used to buy these trains was the money set aside for the trains I was going to buy just for me anyhow, but are all delayed. So are these really Christmas and birthday presents, or are these filling the gap for trains that got delayed? See, that's the argument to be had. Now, if Joyce says you bought them under false pretense by saying birthday and Christmas, guilty as charged, maybe. I don't know. Who said they're birthday and Christmas gifts? Joyce did. I just said I wanted to buy one now, and Joyce just said get them both. Joyce decided they would make a birthday and Christmas present. I wasn't making that decision. I was buying them with my train money. No, I don't buy everything. Trust me, I show a lot of reserve. I don't buy everything. Hey, John Dawson, great to see you here. My nose isn't growing. It's staying right there. Jean Ricard, would you just stop automatically taking Joyce's side in everything? That's a terrible, terrible behavior. I would not interfere with your decisions. But no, you immediately jump up to Joyce's side on everything. You're going to do a parody feature on me? That's a scary thought, Pierre. Hey, Al Stewart, how are you doing? I saw you come in earlier. All right, Kiwi Dave has to take off. Thank you for stopping in. But Joyce is so right. No, she's not. This was not the Christmas budget. This was my model train budget for the year 2022. This was not, honey, what do you want for Christmas? I want these. I even gave her a list of stuff I wanted for Christmas, which did not involve these. That's why I say these are merely substitutes for the things I wanted to buy this year, but did not come out. And I had put these on the, well, if nothing else, I could get one of these. And now I've got them both. But that's just it. Joyce didn't say you can't buy it. She said go ahead and buy it. In fact, she said buy two. Just buy them both. Thank you, Warwick Andy. See, even our football fandom rivalry doesn't get in the way of model train people sticking together, Jean Ricard. Model rail people sticking together. We buy trains. It's what keeps the industry afloat. And they're Roco. They're Roco. Not even Merklin. They're Roco. Which just needs one more CO, Rococo, to explain the fancy, elaborate, curly design on them. Just because I'm lying. I'm not lying. Wait a minute. Mahmud, what is... I'm lost, Riemann. Oh, the boiling water. Gotcha. Now I'm with you. No, my budget did increase the last couple of years. There was a time where these two trains were my entire year's budget, and I really didn't... Relatively speaking, I did not spend a lot on these. Okay? Now, if you Google what they are in price, you're going to go, holy cow, but I got them for a lot less. Basically, from the manufacturer's suggested price, I think I'm about 35% off. These were $370, and I got them for $250. Which is a lot of money, but... You know, not ever. It wasn't that long ago that spending $250 on anything that was an emergency for the house was unheard of in this house. Hey, Gary's here. Hi, Gary. How are you? My left eyebrow is not twitching, and you can't see it twitching anyhow because my glasses block it. So there. Oh, look at you haters go now. Y'all just jealous. We've been winning the trophy. The only thing is, I'm ready to fire Jurgen Klopp only because, to me, what is now the Premier League Cup is the biggest cup. And he's only won that once in 6 years. And they played like crap in the league this year. They're still doing great in the UEFA's Champions League and the Carabao Cup. But the minute they come into the league and play one of the bottom-tiered teams, they play like crap. And I don't understand it. Why can't Jurgen get all this talent scoring all these goals against the bottom 6, bottom 8 teams? And it's been like that most of his career. But usually he'd pull out a 1-0 or a 2-1 win. Now it's 1-0 losses or 1-1 ties because they play up and down to their opposition. You know, they go to Man City and beat them. And then they turn around and lose to West Bromwich, Usher Junction. You know, they turn around and lose to some other one. Raymond, I would disagree with Trains.com. And the guy at Trains.com is actually a transplanted Toledoan. I remember him when he had a shop here in Toledo, and now he's down in Georgia. But I rarely think he's got cheap prices. He's anywhere from average American price, sometimes a little higher. If you catch him on his sales, then you might catch something cheap for the American, competition. But there's no competition. Lipa wins hands down. Although some of my German friends argue Bessere Preise does better. Jean Ricard, just stop. Just stop. Man City, Celtic, and Newport County are your teams. Well, I can understand Newport County and even Celtic. But we just won't discuss Man City. You met Brian Clough in Harrogate once. Nice. I have never met anybody. Let's see. Who is the most... I've met some famous golfers. But you'd have to be of an age. American golfers. I met Tom Watson, Larry Weisskopf, Chichi Rodriguez, a few others. Because I was a caddy in the 1970s. I was a caddy at Inverness Country Club. And in 1979, we had the U.S. Open, and we had the U.S. Open in Toledo at Inverness. And back then, all the pros had their own personal caddies. But all the club caddies, we were hired on Thursday and Friday to work the hazards, the grounds. So we had to stand there with a rake and get out of the way because that stuff wasn't televised. Thursdays and Fridays rounds weren't televised. You'd read about them in the paper. So they had the local club caddies, whenever somebody went to a sand trap and hit it out. So you only got to meet them if they hit it near the sand trap or by the sand trap, so they would come over. And we were grilled. You're not allowed to talk to them. Do not approach them. But all the experienced caddies said carry a Sharpie and a white baseball cap. And so as any of the famous golfers came by, they would ask, do you want me to sign your cap? And you would just look around, and the official that was in charge of you would just nod your head and say, yeah, let them do it. If they approach you, it was okay. So you'd pull the marker out of your pocket and your cap, and they would sign it. And I had a bunch of people sign that cap. The only one I didn't get Johnny Miller, I didn't get Jack Nicklaus, and Hale Irwin won the Open that year, and I didn't get his. I had Lee Trevino, Chichi Rodriguez, Larry Weisskopf, Tom Watson, and a few others, but I didn't get Gary Player. I didn't get the super big names, although Tom Watson was a big name. Tom Watson was probably the biggest name I got the signature of. And I sold that cap in 1983, I sold it for $250, and I thought the guy was insane. And then I found out that cap was probably worth about $1,000 or more. Oh, wow, you were high school classmates with one of the famous international bicyclists. Nice. Right now in Toledo, Ohio, it is 4:28 p.m. So if you're in the UK, you are 5 hours ahead of us now. Last week, you were 4 hours ahead of us because we hadn't jumped ahead yet. But now we have. Or fallen back. Probably the better way to do it. No, don't go there. Don't do that. Pierre, even though my channel is monetized, I don't give a darn about the money. The only thing that's cool is every 6 months I get a $100 check. And the only reason I do that is because they put ads on my videos anyhow. I might as well get a penny or a crumb out of it. I do not ask for money. I do not want money. I've got money. I'm not rich, but if I want a new train, I can go buy myself a new locomotive or train. I don't need people giving me their hard-earned money when they should put it towards their own trains. I'm on the wrong side of Stanley Park. And so I do not care about ad revenue. If I cared about ad revenue, we wouldn't be doing the parody songs, or we'd have to find a way to perform the parody songs ourselves, because 3/4, 4/5 of our parody songs are demonetized because there's a copyright claim on them. In fact, my Matt Clarke Series 1, the music, I got that music from a free site, but a record company bought that site and monetized all the music, so now they've got a copyright claim on Matt Clarke Series 1. And the same thing happened to the theme song from Matt Clarke Series 2. I got it from a YouTube free music site, but some company went in and bought that book of copyrights, and lo and behold, they're going through and copyright claiming all my Matt Clarke Series 2 videos because of the theme song in there. Even though when I got those 2 theme songs, they were free. I had to get the second one because the first one was claimed, and the second one was free for 8 months, and now somebody's bought it. And that's the thing that sucks, is even when you get your music from YouTube's free site, is the licensing can wear out, and somebody will buy the license to that music, and suddenly I got this for free from YouTube, and YouTube says, yeah, but we don't own it anymore. Somebody else owns it, and they can claim it if they want. Hi, Lindy. How are you, sweetheart? I know you had a busy week this week. Hopefully you got it all done, or as much as you could. Cayenne, Opa loves you. How are you, kiddo? Up, Opa, Opa, Opa. Yeah, I think it's hilarious that he's made it a scat. Opa, Bopa, Opa, Boba, Boba, Bopa. Yeah, studio. Yeah, Pierre, that's what I'm talking about. YouTube has free music on their library, but some of that free music, they turn around and sell the rights to it. So even though it's on their YouTube free, it can suddenly not be. And that's what's happened to me. The first one was just a free site, and then a year after I used it, somebody went in and copyrighted claimed. And that's not even the worst one. The worst one is there's a couple of companies. One's out of Canada. It's a group of Canadian music students. And anytime they hear a song on your feed, they just go out, and if they hear music on your feed and then they look and it's not copyrighted claim, they'll copyright claim it. My old show, the Model Train Outsider, the music in that was a piano sonata by Mozart, which means it's public domain now, because the Mozart family. So anything by Mozart is public domain. However, the recordings by the London Symphony Orchestra or by the Toledo Symphony Orchestra can be copyrighted, the individual performances. Well, that music piece was played by a friend of mine. That music piece was played by a friend of mine for me, and they claimed it. It's like out of the University of Vancouver or whatever. They claimed it. Like, hey, that's Mozart's Piano Sonata, blah, 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 blah. Actually, it's 12 Variations on the French Theme is the official name of it by Mozart. But it's the Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star song. And they copyright claimed it. They don't own the rights to it. They just assumed I was stealing somebody's performance and copyright claimed it. And I tried to fight through YouTube and fight with them over it. And YouTube's like, you guys settle it in court. We're not involved. They made the claim. You want to argue the claim? But I would have to spend so much money to fight them in court. Even though I know I would win, the thousands of dollars you would have to pay up front in legal fees just to start the process, not to mention it's an international issue, which makes it even crazier. It's just not worth it, because when I was doing the show, I wasn't monetized anyhow. Well, it's, in this case, EFO, it's not even being greedy. It's, they think they're protecting the integrity of the musicians. But the truth is, they get the money from it. Except at the time I wasn't monetized, so it didn't matter anyhow. But now that I am monetized, if it makes a few dimes, they get the dimes. Because I could come to any of your channels and copyright claim music on your channel, and you would have to take me to court. So let's say EFO here gets on his piano or his guitar and literally is playing live on a live stream or makes a video where he shows him playing a song. I could go on and copyright claim it, and YouTube says, we're not involved. You guys settle it in court. That's how crazy it is, which you all agreed to when you sign your terms of usage and terms of service. No, that's the hard part. You're not allowed to copyright claim yourself unless you are specifically performing it. So yeah, it's the insane world of YouTube trying to ditch all the legal hassles by, you know, putting it out that was all part of their big 2018 and 2019 complete overhaul of their terms of service and everything. Hey, Rick and Pauline are here. How are you? Nice to have you. So what's up, Cayenne? Lynn? Cayenne needs a haircut. He's trying to watch things like this. He's got to tilt his head up so his hair falls out of his eyes. He needs to at least trim over the eyebrows, because that can cause problems for him later on, darling. Sorry to be a dad online. He's a beautiful boy, and I love that hair. He is the cutest baby boy. My beautiful children have made beautiful children. If you want to get into internet law a little bit, Jean Ricard, yes, I could technically copyright claim Joyce singing, but if Joyce decides she'd had enough of me, she could then rescind that copyright and force me to take her name off of it, take my name off of it, and she could copyright it, her performance, but the music is another issue. Most of the time, we do shared revenue with, because we get karaoke versions of the song, and the karaoke albums will split revenue with you, which I love. I think that's totally fair. So most of the ones that are karaoke, like Talk Talk and what was the other one we just did? The rail fanning video, Diesel, L, or Steam, and I had to be cool and make electric trains abbreviated to L, Diesel, L, or Steam, just so it would fit the rhythm. But those are karaoke versions of the song, so no, we share the revenue, we split it. But again, I don't do the money, so it doesn't matter. I did a job for the money, and now I did it long enough and well enough, I get to retired. Everything I do now is for fun. The Matt Clarke stuff is for fun. The parody stuff, I do it because it makes me laugh, and when we put that stuff on YouTube, if you guys laugh or get a smile, then it makes my day. If one person says, "Oh, that was funny," I'm happy. Now, if one person says, oh, that made my day, and 5 people say, you suck, then maybe it doesn't make my day. Just Rick. Pauline is sewing. Yeah, I usually well, Joyce comes home from work and then comes down here, and then she goes upstairs to knit. Joyce is a knitter. But see, the thing is, the copyright, when it's like we are singing over somebody's music, the copyright goes to the music, not the singer. Because we have taken their music and used it for ourselves. So that's some of the legal silliness. Speaking of rail fanning, there's Leslie. You could open a dog hostel. We have multiple toys and beds for our 2 cats, which never get used. No, I lied. The one bed in the living room, the cats will occasionally use, but basically they hide behind the couch all day. 3 years in our house and they still hide behind the couch. Or is it 2 years in our house? 3 years or 2 years? Hey, Kyle, how are you? Nice to have you here. Hey, Clive, you're fixing your locos. Okay, that's cool. Nice to have you. Well, Randall, putting tires on a truck is very important. So we'll forgive you this time. Ask Joyce to knit you a retirement cushion. Well, I could, but Joyce will say, I'm doing this for my grandson, and then I'm doing this for somebody else, and I'm doing... She would put you on a list, and by the time you got it, you could have re-retired. Hey, Shredder, STE, Shredder Sweet. Or Shredder State. Usually STE is sweet. We got a nice crowd here, but again, if you guys are up to something or you got other questions, again, best way, if you're on your phone, it doesn't work on phones. Yeah, if you got a question about anything, just you can pop it in. Otherwise, I just run the trains. I haven't been doing the big camera, so maybe we should do that. Let's see. All right, we will follow this guy up and around unless he gets past. So we will watch my IC2 coming up the ramp here. This camera is called Up the Ramp because, as you can see, there is an incline to it. And then as he goes around the corner, he comes into the Delmenhorst station, so we call this the station cam. And there's the IC2 blocking it off. And as he comes around that corner, this is the village cam because you see the whole village of Delmenhorst, well, my model mockery of it. But it's a nice full scape view. And then he'll come around this one, which is my best camera. One of my cheapest and best. So he goes this way, and then you catch him going that way. And then you see him coming down here, the 11 lane view, which is one of my worst cameras. And then the Joyce camera, because that's one she'll take when she gets here. Now the Brayman corner camera, aka the corner camera's there. And then he's out of view. Well, you can kind of see him in that, I'm pointing on my screen. You can kind of see him in that back corner, but now you'll see him coming around up the top, and that's the ramp that he goes up that I started with. So that was kind of like a quick circular tour of the layout, or whatever you want to call this shape we have here. The big U or the big C. Yeah, our 2 cats are bonded sisters. In other words, you had to buy them both. You couldn't just get one. We got thrown on a horrible guilt trip. We had a cat that we had for, she died at the age of 20. We had her for just over 18 years, almost 19 years. We got her when she was little. She was a rescue cat. Her name was Sabina. Sabina lived with us for 20 years. Well, I'm sorry, about 18 and a half years, and then she died. We also had a dog, Storm, that we had for 14 years, who died at the age of almost 16. And they were together. We got Sabina, and then a year later we got Storm. Storm died, and then a year and a half later Sabina died. And we went about a year without pets, and I was happy with that. I'm going to sound bad. I was done with pets. Saved the food cost, the pickup cost for the cats, the the litter box, the litter, the food. For the dog, the food, all our cats always need medicine. We always get the sickest animals. We always get rescue ones, and, well, you will need this $150 a month medicine to keep them alive. Okay, great. But our kids grew up with the cat and the dog. Most of their childhood, we had that cat and dog, and it was great. But yeah, they finally both passed away, and we went for a year, and I was quite happy with it. But Joyce said, I miss Sabina, I miss having a cat. And they wore me down and decided to get cats, and we started looking at cats online, and then we'd go to these shops and see which one just seemed to be like, oh, that one looks nice and friendly. Like that means anything, because the cats will pretend they're friendly if they think it means getting a chance to get out of where they are and then get away from you. But anyhow, we got guilted into getting black cats, because apparently black cats often get adopted right before Halloween, and then people decide they don't want the cat and they just set them loose, whatever. And then Joyce decided she didn't want one cat, she wanted two, so that the cats could keep each other friendly while we were gone keep each other company while we were gone at work. So we got two cats, and I don't like either of them. I'm not mean to them, but I don't like them. They're not friendly cats. They hide from everybody. If they see you walking in the house, 3 years later, they still run and hide. They just... You'd be rich if you didn't have your two cats. And that's the other thing. Joyce buys... We constantly have to buy special dietary food, because apparently regular cat food is always bad for these cats or the dog. We always have to buy the most expensive special dietary food. We have to buy... There's expensive medicines to keep them alive. And right now, my biggest problem with the cats is, one is a puker. She throws up 2-3 times a day. And it's not hairballs. Half digested food. And we go to the vet. What's wrong with the cat? Some cats are like that. Is there anything we can do for it? No. And then, so one cat's a puker, and the other one won't pee in the box. She pees on the carpet and the floor. And we've had her on a training regimen where she won't pee on the carpet anymore or the floors anymore. But she won't pee in the box. But we've got these special pads that apparently she will pee on. But she won't go in the cat box. And she in the first year, she so destroyed one rug, we had to get rid of it because the house stank. And she's done some damage to the current rug we have in the living room. So one's a puker and one's a peer. Hey, did I see Brian is here? Brian Rock Rail fan. How are you, sir? Yeah, now Sabina and our dog was Storm. Sabina and Storm were perfect pets. I don't like cats, but Sabina was as perfect a cat pet as you could have. She wasn't friendly, but she didn't hide. She just did not want to play with you, you know. My son has a cat named Perry, and Perry's now 13. But when my son got Perry and then moved back in the house for a couple of years, Perry was the coolest cat ever. Perry was the cat that broke the rule because I loved Perry. Perry was just Perry wanted to play. He was friendly. He was, hey, I want to hang out with you. And I loved Perry. Perry was the coolest cat I've ever seen. Yeah, he was a real cool cat. Sabina, just nothing to complain about. Other than she was not a sweetheart. She just walked through the house. Meh, meh, meh. She was smart as hell, though. She learned how to open doors and gates and everything else. Damn. That cat could open our back patio door. I'm out of here. And then an hour later, she's back on the deck. Let me in, please. Let me in. It's a big, scary world out there. I don't want to be out there. Eisenbahn enthusiast cat. Sabina, by the time I got into train, Sabina was already very old and wouldn't even come downstairs. And then the other two cats are gated. They're not allowed down here. They are prevented from getting down here. So my cats have never seen the trains. The two new cats, Minnie and Molly. Molly is the dominant sister. And Minnie is the... They're funny. Though. There's only two ways you could tell Minnie and Molly apart. Molly, they're black cats, but Molly has just a little tuft of white right here at the base of her neck going into the sternum. She has a little bit of tuft right here. Little tuft of white. Just a small little tuft of white. And then Minnie has very narrow... I'm sorry, Molly has very narrow, pissed off looking eyes. And Molly has the big, what the hell just happened eyes. And that's how you tell them apart, is their eyes. That's how you know which one you've got, is you just look at their eyes. Because Molly looks like she just heard the most disgusting thing or saw the most crazy thing, because her eyes are always just popped wide. And Minnie looks like Minnie has the big eyes. Molly looks like she's thinking how she could kill you and get away with it. Oh, yeah. Storm, her last few months had dementia. That was hard. That was so hard. She was such a sweetheart dog. She was a mutt. She had more breeds in her than a kennel club. She was a beautiful sweetheart of a mutt dog. The perfect pet, the perfect dog. And, yeah, she had dementia, and it was just so hard. Yeah, and now that you mention that, Chris, our two cats were feral for a while. So maybe there's something to do with that. They were somebody's pets who let them go. They were feral. They were caught and sold to a guy. The guy died, and they escaped the house while he was dead, because I guess it took like several days to find out the guy had died. And they were feral again, and they got caught and brought back to the same place, and that's where we picked them up. So they were 3 years old when we got them, and they'd been feral like 2 of the years. Is there a bar at Worley? Yeah, because you want all those train guys who like to discuss proper ways of weathering and layouts. You want to let them have lots of alcohol. You would guess several? Okay, so there might be. Well, it is the United Kingdom. I could just see two weatherers having way too many pints and... Dust! Dusting powder! Stain, dusting powder, stain, dusting powder, stain, what? And all of a sudden a British soccer match breaks out. I'm sorry, that was wrong, that was wrong. I shouldn't have made that joke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Warley will be heaving with bikers and foodies? Bikers? Now, are we talking true Hell's Angel bikers, or a couple of guys that have their little Hondas and ride around the neighborhood a couple of times and throw on black leather and think they're bikers? Sorry, that was an old joke here. Hey man, I went to a fight and a British soccer match broke out. Would I ever have a turntable and roundhouse? No. I mean, now, if somebody hand-delivered me one, said it's working and here's the table and you can set it up back over there, would I turn them down? Maybe. I'd probably turn around and sell it to somebody. Working turntable. No, my layout is an end chaser. There's, in terms of the way the track is laid, there's nothing prototypical. The only thing that is prototypical is my main German trains do have the proper consist. My ICEs have 8 or 9 car wagons on them, coaches, whatever you want to call them. My ICs have the locomotive and 5 coaches, counting the Steuerwagen. My ECs are 8 or 9 cars. So I have proper consist, and I tend to run them with appropriate locos. And then my Delmenhorst station is a 100% scratch-built, 100% scale and detail accurate version of the City of Delmenhorst station. Hey Dave, thanks for coming in at Cottesmore. Hope you're well. So, and you know, I know it's wrong. Please understand, I know what I'm saying will sound wrong if you only hear half of what I say. But I always associate roundhouse and turntables with, you know, like yards. And also with older layouts. And I'm sure you have modern diesel and electric areas that all go into it. But yeah, it just, that's not, I'm not a lifelong model train person. The last few years have gone by so fast. It's hard to believe I've retired from my job because I was counting the days down forever. But I still see myself as new into the hobby, even though it was over a period. I started going to Germany in 2003, and I fell in love with the rail system. And then around 2010, I started thinking it'd be cool to have a German train in my classroom with my students because I taught German and German culture and history and stuff like that. I thought it might be cool to have that in the classroom. And then when I got my first train in 2015, Christmas of 2015, actually the train was a birthday present, but I didn't get the track and controller until Christmas. Actually the day after Christmas. The mail delivered late and I didn't get it for Christmas. But anyhow, it was then the addiction hit. The last time I touched a train was 1970. I had a Tyco Super, Santa Fe Super Chief F7 locomotive and cars with a Baby Ruth car, one of these cheapo track sets, old Tyco slide bar controller and all that. And I'd rather be outside playing baseball, football, soccer, basketball, riding my bike. There was nothing that appealed to me about my model train. But now all the computerized decoders, the bells and whistles, that's what got me. Because I am a total geek about that stuff. So I've been digital from the word go, or DCC as a lot of people say. Yeah, and I wound up, the first train I bought it was so funny because that's where the addiction set in. I bought the Miraklin ICE3, a different one than the one I'm running today. If a couple of you know Miraklin, it's the 37783. And Joyce looked at it for Christmas, and when I was playing it, she says, that's too nice to go in your classroom, get something else. And then we found a cheap ICE2, a starter set from Miraklin that was used, and we put that in the classroom. And my students loved it. My students loved the little train. And I had some cheap buildings I put around. I had a table in the back of my classroom, and I had a little oval of track, and I put some buildings and some 3D puzzles of famous sites in Germany, and I just had those all in the middle and the track looping around it. My students loved it. And I'm talking hardcore gangbanger kids and other kids that they loved that train set in there. They would protect it. If kids were acting up in class, one of the tough kids in class would say, hey, watch out for Mr. Dodge's train set, man. And it was candy to them. Like, Mr. Dodge, if I get my assignment done or if I finish my test, can I run the trains? Yeah, you can run the trains. Because it was never a don't touch. It was just don't touch unless I'm here. If a substitute's here, don't touch it. It's off limits when the sub's here. And they were like cool with that. So they would come into class early before class started. Mr. Dodge, can I run the trains for a couple of minutes before class starts? Go ahead. Mr. Dodge, can I run the trains? Can we do the sounds? Go for it. And they loved it, man. They loved it. And the worst thing in the world, and I've told this story many times on this live stream, is I was out sick for 2 days, and we had a substitute. And the substitute combined classes to make a little extra money. So watch 2 classes, and they packed it into my classroom. And the substitute wasn't paying attention and basically was letting the kids do what they want because they couldn't teach my class and the other class. So they're just sitting there watching the kids. If the teacher leaves work like I did for my students, the kids are supposed to work on this worksheet or show a movie or something. Anyhow, these 3 girls grabbed the table and pushed the bookshelf out of the way and moved the table to get to a plug so they could plug their cell phones in. And it was a hinged table my layout was on. And so the table moved, but the layout didn't. And the track and the train fell to the ground and bashed. Eventually I did get the train fixed, but it's never been the same. I still have it over here. I've had it repaired, but it's not what it was. And I was mad at the girls, and I had 3 of my students. Mr. Dodge, we didn't know they were moving the table. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Dodge. I know you trusted us with that. And those stupid girls from that other class just came in and moved the table. And the girls apologized. They were like, we didn't know. I said, well, but this is the problem. You don't just move furniture because you want to move furniture. You don't just move stuff because you want that plug. You have a Pico, the My Train ICE. I have the My World for Cayenne. Cayenne has a class 245 and a bunch of Regio bonds. The My World, the battery operated ones, and he's got an ICE 1 My World. I've toyed with getting the Pico El Cheapo ACE ICE 3. Because I want to get another ICE3 and do the special striping, the German flag striping or the rainbow striping on it. There's also the blue one, and you can buy the green stripe one for the ICE4. But my friend Herb up in Canada, he got another ICE3, and he put this German flag stripe on it. It's gorgeous, and I want to do that. Yes, Randall. That's the thing. As much as we're addicted to the video games and stuff like that, the 3D touch it and feel it will always hold. See, I'm not into train simulation games. I'm not a rail fanner. I'm running these trains because this puts my mind in Germany. What buildings I have here, when I look over there and I see the Delmenhorst station, when I'm down here running my trains, I'm back in Germany, which is very special to me. And everybody gets something different out of their layout. It's a childhood memory. It's cool to build all your things, your operations, your running. Whatever it is, there's something that model trains can appeal to. But it starts with letting a kid hold the locomotive. You know, Kyan knows that trains on the layout can't be touched, but he likes to go look at the ones up on the shelf and check them out. He likes to go up on the ones on the shelf, and I'll take him over there, and if he grabs fast, I'll pull his hand back and say, you know, he learns the word gentle. And then he can touch them, and he can kind of wiggle them back and forth a bit when they're on the storage shelves. But he knows the ones on the layout you can't touch. But he knows he's allowed to touch them in other places. But when they're running, don't touch. Which striped one, Damien? The blue striped, the German flag striped, or the rainbow striped? Because I would do any of those three. I would do any of those. The rainbow stripe would be cool. In fact, a German friend of mine posted a video on Facebook with the rainbow flag one. The rainbow stripe. That was cool. Hark! What happened? I still can't hear you. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I forgot that Kim took it. So, you know, whatever gets you into trains, that's great. And that's why we can't go around bashing people. If you're into weathering, that's great. If you're not into weathering, that's great. You want a full layout with full computerized. That's awesome when you do it. If you just want a circle on a table and run a couple of trains, that's awesome. That's why, you know, it doesn't matter whether you're Sam's Trains or Everard Junction or whatever. All I care about is, are you having fun? And are you not being a jerk? Okay, let's bring Wifey Poo in. Toot, toot, toot. After her long week at work.
Yeah.
There you are.
Oh, we're underachieving after last week.
Hi there.
Hi.
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 Look.
And I was wrapping those up. Apparently not.
Jean Ricard has been yelling at me nonstop.
Oh?
That I am... Now, I opened them to show they were in there, but I haven't touched them. Jean Ricard is telling me those are, based on last week,
Yeah.
Christmas and birthday presents. So I'm supposed to give them to you.
To wrap them up.
To wrap them up.
You blew it.
No, well, technically you could still take them. That's what Jean Ricard is saying. And I'm saying these were bought to replace the ones that I was going to buy for myself the last couple of months, and I didn't get in.
I'm confused.
So I am leaving it up to you. Do you want to take them and wrap them?
I don't know. It doesn't feel like fun anymore.
Oh my God, that's Monty Python. Oh, you're no fun
I'm gonna
anymore.
send that microphone over so
Oh,
I
right.
can be heard.
So you can be heard.
Nice to be heard, you know.
But Jean
Hi,
Ricard,
everybody.
see, Jean Ricard won't leave me alone. He's being mean to me.
I know, Jean. He's frequently mean at you.
He's standing up for you. He's taking your side in this.
All right.
He's just mean to me.
So, hi, everybody. Let's start that way. You know, people said hi. So, hi, Leslie. Hi, Jean. Thank you. The gaffer's in the house. Hi, Andy. And yep, I have been. Hi, Creepy.
Oh, I would love the Glacier Express.
Yeah, me too. Hi, Mick.
He was
Hi,
talking to the toy.
Randall. Oh. Thanks, Leslie. It was a kind of a special day. So, hi, Edward. Right? Northwest. Hi, Well Chuffed.
It's just Rick. Pauline is sewing something.
Oh, that's right. Okay. That's right, Rick. That's right. I knew that. I'm sort of paying attention.
Jean Ricard, Joyce, get them.
Yeah, Yeah, Joseph, I'm fine. They say just a rough week, and I have to do a formal thing tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
Which, next week, which is kind of stressful.
Formal review.
And
Teacher evaluation.
Yeah, which they just are so stupid. And
Formal review where a principal comes in who maybe spent 5 years teaching in a classroom.
Doesn't know shit. Sorry. Hi, Bailey. No, he doesn't. He doesn't know.
Don't couch your terms, dear. Tell us how you really feel.
He doesn't know what interventions
A principal
are.
who maybe spent 5 years is going to come into a 30-year teacher's room and tell them
different
what they're
sheets
doing
a different color, and he'll buy that. He'll buy that is differentiation. But anyway, it's still stressful. You just gotta do. It's just so much more paperwork. Sure, I need to go get fingerprinted again this year.
Kato definitely makes great trains. Kato makes high quality stuff. I mean, they sell the occasional lemon.
You love
it can't
a
be
rude
helped.
word.
What's that? What'd you say?
He loves a rude word. Hey, if you haven't hit that like button, please hit the like button. It's pretty amazing. Come down to 50 last week. But it's okay. I understand.
Oh, speaking of which, since Rick is here, they did a video. Now, I replied on their video.
Card taker, guard.
Here you go, Rick. You were talking about these in your video.
It's on the bottom. Oh, I guess you can.
I am on the
You're
bottom.
all right. I see you now.
I got my
I'm just
mug
rocking
in there.
behind you.
Jeez, woman. I only make that mistake once. So, magical, whoops. Oh, Shaky and McGee is already going. So, the Magical Mystery Tour, Magical Mystery Tour. And this is the one, I think you said you couldn't remember which one or weren't sure they had another one. Let's see, let's get the last one. Well, second last. So, Sergeant Pepper's what you mentioned. And then there's Yellow Submarine. If it's Beatles, I've got it.
As he should. I support his Beatle fanaticism. Yeah, it is a Fallerbahn Hoppenhoff. You're right.
Who, what?
This is, it's a Fallerbahn Hoppenhoff. Raymond Legs.
Yeah, that's the Bonn.
Yeah,
Yep, it's the
and
Bonn
yeah, he
Hoppenhoff.
recognized it. He called it the right one.
Yeah, that's actually going to get repainted and put on my main layout and be sort of a hybrid between Bremen and Hanover's Hauptbahnhof.
Oh, it's not focused?
What's not focused?
Is my camera off a little bit?
Yeah, it's probably struggling because the light's out behind you over there.
Oh.
The hull.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
So that's affecting the lighting.
Okay. Oh, you can see me.
Read today the... yeah, there are some of you people who prefer the Stones. You're allowed to like the Stones. You're also allowed to be wrong.
You are allowed to, yeah.
I'm a Beatle
You're
maniac.
allowed to be wrong.
I like the Stones. But there's also a lot of Stone stuff I don't like. Because as much as the Stones always try to act like, well, the Beatles want to hold your hand, the Stones want to burn down your village. The Stones were a bunch of frauds. They were a bunch of models and spoiled rich boys, where the Beatles were Liverpool street boys. So to me, there's always a little bit of fraud with Mick Jagger.
Frisco
and that.
Sunnyland passenger car? The Beatles rode that train once. Okay, seriously, the rule with trains, though, is not that the Beatles rode the trains. It's that we rode the trains.
Except for the
Yeah, there's a
freighters,
few-
the railjet,
well,
although we should have ridden the railjet
We
by
should
now.
have, and we're going to again. I think we can afford it. We still
And
should do
the
a
Czech
first
railjet.
class.
And
heck, I'm
but
gonna
everything
give my
else,
brother's money
yeah,
we can.
those three. Everything else the Rheingolds, the Rheingolds. We haven't ridden on
I don't know how
Rheingolds.
much I'm getting from them, but it's going to be a lot. So we can afford to go first class both ways. Heck, we can fly first class with this money.
Yeah, the thing is, everybody's going to
That's
have
cool, Randall.
everybody's going to have an opinion on what the Beatles' best album is. I don't think Sgt. Pepper's is their best album. It's the most important album. In
Right.
fact, Sgt. Pepper's is the most important album in the history of pop, rock, and all related genres of music. because Sgt. Pepper's did something where it was the first and no other album can take that spot away.
Right.
You know, it's like the Mallard. It set the record and nobody else can beat it. Sgt. Pepper's was the first album where even the snob critics who thought rock and roll was teeny bopper, stupid music that they'd grow up with and learn to appreciate jazz and classical music. Sgt. Pepper was the album that made everybody go, oh shit, rock and roll people can make artistic statements and make something where the lyrics are important, the music is important, the album itself, the cover, the design is all important. And while whether you want to say it kicked off the Summer of Love is debatable, but it definitely turned the Summer of Love into a tidal wave, because they were done recording it in February and March, but it didn't come out until June. And then it just, that's the whole Summer of Love, the hippie movement, all that. And by the time the hippie movement got big, the Beatles had moved on.
Nah, it's okay. I mean, eventually we will, right?
Yeah, it came out 2 weeks ago. It came out October 28th. They remastered for the 4th time the Revolver album.
Yeah, we dig Bowie too. Not everything Bowie did, but a lot of what Bowie did I really like.
So unfortunately, as much as I love the Stones, and I do like a lot of Stones, but the fact is the Stones to me were usually 1 or 2 good songs on an album and a bunch of filler. But the Stones never did something like, wow, bam, that is an earthquake in the pop rock. They made good songs,
Gotcha.
fun to listen to, great to listen to. And yeah, in my opinion, there was a little fraud with them because they always tried to act like they were so hardcore tough, and they were models. They came from well-to-do families, and Mick and Keith had been models, and then they come out with that. It's like Kid Rock trying to be a hard rock rap guy. Kid Rock grew up about 2 hours north of here. His dad owned a bunch of car dealerships. Kid Rock grew up in a mansion, and
Right. Well, Cassie, you know, we're children of we were born in the 60s, so when disco came around in the 70s, we didn't know each other, but we both rejected it. And I went for Zeppelin, he went for punk. So, yeah, he
we
had
always had
his Sex
Zeppelin.
Pistols days.
we had Zeppelin in my house because my sisters were big Zeppelin fans,
Right,
but I
but
wasn't a
I
big
was-
Zeppelin fan at the time.
I was a
You
huge
definitely brought me
Zeppelin
more in
fan.
line with Zeppelin.
Yeah. That was, you know, ugh.
But yeah, I rejected disco and got into punk and then all the post-punk
Quit
movement.
rocking. Yeah, I mean, he didn't dress the scene, but he definitely got into the music. So, well-rounded,
I
I'd say.
can't pick a favorite Beatles album. I will say this. Abbey Road Side 2, the medley, is the best piece of rock and roll, period. Abbey Road Side 2 is the bomb. I probably would say Abbey Road, if you took Maxwell's Silver Hammer off of it, would be the best Beatles album. Revolver's very good, but when I talk about Beatle albums, the true Revolver, not the American version, the true Revolver, but you also have to incorporate songs like that came out with
Yeah,
it, such
it does.
as Rain and
Oh, I don't know.
what was the other
That's
one? We
way
Can Work
too
It
far
Out.
out.
No, We Can Work It Out. Day Tripper came out together.
So, yeah, we have some...
Paperback Writer,
We
all
have
part of the
Kraftwerk
Revolver
stuff.
era.
Okay, and I'm laughing at your Eurodance. You really are younger than we are, by quite a bit. Eurodance.
The Eurodance.
Yeah.
No, I like the first couple of songs. Now, Billy Idol did those songs with Generation X. Generation X never went anywhere. And then
Right.
he re-released them solo as Billy Idol. I didn't really care for White Wedding. I didn't care for Rebel Yell. I didn't care for... So, I was never a huge Billy Idol fan.
Yeah, me neither.
The one Sex Pistols album, I still got it. Still a lot of songs on it I like.
I like Metallica and Nine Inch Nails on that list.
But
AC/DC, I got AC/DC
I
on it.
like AC/DC. I like AC/DC more than Joyce does. Although the
I say
classic AC/DC,
I like Metallica more than you do.
and you like Metallica more than I do. I'm not a big
Nothing
Metallica
else
fan.
matters. Yeah. You ain't British, you don't know? We don't know about what?
If you ain't British, you don't know.
Oh, is that somebody's, that Sex Pistols or something?
Oh, I hated Kid Rock from the word go because he was such a poser.
Have you seen him? I haven't. But yeah, that
Kid
would
Rock's
be
a little bit younger than
that'd
me.
be a cool
and
concert. He looks terrible.
Kid Rock would have been beaten up in our neighborhood a lot more than I was.
No
and I was
kidding.
beaten up a lot.
He looks awful. Kid Rock?
Yeah, well, he looks awful now,
Wow.
but he always was a glue sniffing
Yeah,
loser.
but considering how much he's a couple years younger than you.
Sadly, I can't tell you what band I've seen in concert the most because it would upset Tim JD. See, you already know, right?
I do.
Yeah, we know Tim,
Yep,
even though it's by that band.
that band.
Nice singing, Joyce, even though it's by that band.
Yeah, right.
But both of us have very broad
Hi,
musical
Hamilton.
taste. We're not locked in. Joyce loves her headbanging rock and roll,
You do.
but
Hair for her.
Joyce loves 60s pop rock, 70s, a lot of 70s pop rock. The one thing we split on is she doesn't like a lot of punk. Or like Adam Ant. I'm a huge Adam and the Ants geek.
I found some
His first
anime
solo
I
album was
like.
okay, and after that. But yeah, she is
I don't like
me.
I don't like the mainstream stuff at all.
Yeah. She doesn't like the famous Adam Ant stuff, but some of the backside stuff.
Oh,
the
wow.
early stuff, like Dirk Wears White Socks and the stuff that wasn't released on the house. She actually
Right.
loves that. We saw Adam Ant in concert 4 years ago, twice. We saw him in Detroit, and then the next 2 days later, we saw him in Cleveland. She loved the old stuff. I mean, old stuff, not the pirate cowboy Adam Ant stuff, but the Dirk Wears White Sox stuff. She loved Christian Dior, the
Yeah.
original.
Yeah.
Deutsche Girls. Christian Dior is still probably one of my two favorite Adam and the Ant songs.
Beat Me is fun.
Oh yeah, Beat My Guest. That was awesome live. That was better than the album version. He really meddled that up live.
Anthony likes Al Jolston and the Black and White Minstrels.
No. I am not a big jazz fan. There's some jazz I can tolerate, but I never got into Al Jolson, none of that stuff, and really not into the minstrel show stuff.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Well, you got the sex people coming in. 18 sex XYZ.
But
So thanks, guys. Way to be on top of that, IFO. EFO.
someday you'll say it right.
EFO. Thanks
and
for
I'll
being on
just
top of that,
fall over my
EFO.
chair dead. But
Hey, Leighton.
hey, there's Al from Layton Junction. How are you? Well, so did Joyce, so you're on the same
Yeah,
schedule.
me too. We have that same both sort of dazed, tired look.
Where's this? What's this work you talk of? Oh, by the way, your grandson was here, but they didn't pop back in.
Oh, they came over?
No. They were on the stream.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha.
But
okay.
I love. I like
yeah.
OMD, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark. Okay, I liked.
I don't know, what did you really miss?
And usually I find I like songs and not bands. Out of the 80s, especially out of the 80s, I like songs and not bands. There are some bands I like, but like our first concert together was Yes on the
Yeah.
90210. No,
Yes, it was.
the 90125 tour. The 90215, whatever that
Yeah.
album was.
90215, yeah.
Owner of a lonely.
Yep.
Yeah. You've been hassled before. Watch him now. The eagle in the sky.
Ah.
How he doesn't want it only.
All right, well, Chuffed.
All right,
for
well,
coming
take
in.
care.
Yeah, now that we've switched times, you're back to 6 hours.
5 hours.
5 hours.
It's okay, dear. You just
Ah,
got home
it's
from work.
okay, sweetie. It's nice you're here. Try and get your work done. Understood.
It's all right, Lindy.
That
we
baby
know.
lets you get the work done.
Just want her to know that her grandson had said hi.
Yeah.
And you can look at the TV and go, Kyan!
Kyan! Oma loves you.
Oma Boma. Or
Oma. No.
Do you get the
I'm
bi-
Omama.
your Oma.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
but he's been
Omama.
adding another one. Your Omama and your Omamoma.
Omamama.
Omamoma.
Omamama.
He's making it somewhat alliterative. I'm Opa Bopa or Bopa Opa.
Opa.
And
yeah.
you are Omama or Omamoma.
Right. So.
Although he
that's
has added the
interesting.
B at least once where you want Omaboma.
Omabama. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I think
probably
he's doing it.
easier for him. He'll get there. They say.
I liked a couple of soft cell songs. Wasn't a huge soft cell, but you know all these obscure
that
bands
stuff,
that
I
had
don't
like
even know.
I loved. You know the young ones introduced me to a lot of cool bands. Now I already knew Motorhead, but the first episode of Young Ones with 9 Below Zero. Oh my God, I still play that song all the
Yeah,
time.
he does.
11 plus 11. More to do when I was 7. 11 plus 11. More to do when I was 7. I got nothing to do. Sit around here playing with my cue. Oh, got nothing to do.
He just said mama
I'm a
instead of.
Zulu. Wasn't a big Oma Zulu fan.
Oh yeah, he usually it's Omo. What's he say? Oh mama. I think is usually what he
Yeah,
screams.
I think now it's just instead of
So
going
he screamed.
Oma, he goes Moma.
Moma.
Moma. Because yeah, I was
Moma,
hearing that
yeah.
yesterday too.
Oh, so throwing the M in front of Oma. Okay, Moma.
Moma.
All right, that works. Pumpkin pie, as I call you often, my sweetie pumpkin pie. Who's such a doll that he's
Who needs
our
a haircut?
22-month-old tornado, as I
Who
call
needs a
him.
haircut?
He needs a haircut. He tips his head up all the time, Lenny. You need to cut it.
I grew up with a lot of big band. I love swing and big band. My father listened to the big band stuff, the World War II era stuff. That was playing all the time. My dad actually, what sucks is my dad had a beautiful singing voice. My dad had a
Like the
really good
museum,
singing
okay.
voice.
Yeah. Something broke
Of
when you
all-
were born.
My dad gave me this, the bald spot. He gave me the shaky hands. But did he give me a singing voice? Oh, hell no. He couldn't do that. He couldn't let me inherit anything good. The Dorsey brothers.
ANC Railroad.
Hey, Eric, how are you?
Yeah, don't ask Lenny what her bands are. She started asking for indie bands before the internet. That was pretty rough.
Indeed.
They go into shops and they go, who?
Yeah, when Lynn was younger, when our daughter Lindy here was younger, she would give us a list of music CDs she wanted for Christmas or birthdays, and we would go to record stores and they would go, what? And they would look it up. Well, we can order it and get it in 2 weeks or something like that. She was so ahead of the curve.
Yes, she was. She still is.
Still is. My kids will ask for games that aren't out yet. They would ask for obscure manga and
All I say is God bless the internet. It's so,
Made it so much
much easier. Yeah, AJ's into, oh my golly. What's the band I have to work for?
I have no idea.
Sugar. I think they're even an American band, but they're big in Japan, so I have to get Japan releases.
Yeah, Madness just announced they're releasing a new album.
Not ready.
Yeah, sadly, Joseph, my dad said jump, and that was a phrase we all heard. My mom and my dad would say that. When I say jump, you say how high. That's all I want to hear from you. And then we'd probably get whooped because we didn't jump high enough.
He had a difficult childhood. I gotta figure out what's for dinner tonight.
Uh-oh, not this conversation again.
Nobody cooks on this day.
Well, I could cook, but we got nothing here to cook.
I know.
We're out of everything. We don't even have drinks here, so it's going to have to be in order.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't mind Five Guys, but Liz doesn't like Five Guys.
Nope, she doesn't.
Well, then shit. Hot dogs. Yeah, we do have a pack of hot dogs and chili sauce, but I don't think we have buns.
I think that's a meal later this week.
Yeah. Jean Ricard, you are just mean. Mean-spirited. You are just such a hater, Jean Ricard. Did you see what he wrote now, dear?
I did.
And you like this guy. I keep saying ban him, and you keep saying, no, he's really nice. Someday he'll show you his nice side.
Well, yeah, you better show your nice side, John.
Oh, he shows it to you.
Oh, D'Antoni, you know, he's not that bad. Sleepy Man Banjo? I am pretty sure that's not my type of music.
No.
Yeah.
Joyce and I also share we do not get into bluegrass at all.
No,
And
I don't
neither one of
I don't
us
like
is-
country.
I like country up until about 1980, and even then I don't like all country. But I grew up with a lot of
Anybody have any
country.
train tats?
So like, what, 1950?
All right, night,
what-
Leslie.
All right, Leslie, take care. Take care. Yeah. 50s rock and roll that became country, I like.
Cashew chicken.
But yeah, after 1980, when country went into the really bad fake accent, southern accents, and became achy breaky crap.
I do have a frozen pizza, but
Yeah, I suppose
Lizzie
we could do
doesn't eat
that.
that.
Oh, she doesn't eat that either.
No. Oh, she eats Totino's.
I know plenty of channels where they have the Rail Zeppelin. I just don't have one. And probably won't have one because as cool as it is, it just... I am modern era. All right,
Alrighty,
Efo,
folks.
thanks for coming in as always and
Yippers.
sharing all your knowledge and just good stuff all around. Thank you.
There's a Rail Zeppelin tattoo.
A Rail Zeppelin tattoo. Do I like dueling banjos? No.
Nope.
I just... There are times I like the banjo in songs, but to be honest, Mike Nesmith with the Monkees did a great job of using banjo in pop rock music. Although actually it was Peter Tork who played it. But some of
He
that
wrote
country
it,
western
yeah.
with the banjo. Like You Told Me, that starts with a banjo lick. And that's my favorite Monkey song. Actually, second favorite Monkey song. First one is The Girl That I Knew Somewhere. Boom, 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 boom. You tell me that you... Oh, I love bagpipes. I love bagpipes. And I had the best of both worlds. We saw an actual Scottish punk rock band use bagpipes. And it was awesome. Wasn't it, dear?
They were interesting.
What do you mean interesting? You walked out of there going, that was cool. Now, a few years later, you're like, it was interesting.
Well, it was interesting compared to everything else.
It was hard to call them punk rock. They called themselves punk rock, but that was more metal. They were more like metal, almost thrash metal. Oh, now we're going, they used, on so many songs, Out Here in the Fields. There you go. Oh my gosh. Out here in the field. That's a voice I wish I could steal. I would love Roger Daltrey's. I fought for my meal. I get my back into my living. I don't need to fight to prove I'm right.
Alright, that's a good start.
And I don't need to be.
Hi, Trackside Mike.
Actually, I'll share this with you. Because that was Baba O'Reilly by The Who. I actually have a parody of Teenage Wasteland, Baba O'Reilly, that I've never released. Because she won't sing it, and my attempt to sing it is so bad, it's not allowed to see the light of day.
So if
The
any of you
lyrics-
want to volunteer to do it, we
So
can
if
have
anybody's
another
got a
guest
Roger
singer.
Daltrey-esque voice and would be willing to sing it,
Nobody has
could
a
be our next guest
Roger
singer.
Daltrey-esque voice. He had quite a brilliant voice. Hi, Mike. I am fine. Just tired. It's a long week.
indeed.
They all are.
And
But
it's going to be longer with tomorrow.
They go kind of fast.
It's going to be longer with tomorrow.
Yep.
I would really love a good burger. I haven't had a good burger in a while. What? That sound good to you? You could probably do Magic Bus.
Well, he doesn't have what is it again? Bob O'Reilly's one that he's got.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. Magic Bus.
I just text Deborah.
Every day I get in queue to get on the train that takes me to you. Just change one lyric and we're there.
Yeah.
Magic Train. Mongolian folk music. There you go.
Wowza, that's teaching.
I really want to do a good Mongolian folk music imitation.
Sing song? Oh, this imitation. Mac, the knife.
Take me home, Himalayan road.
What's the best burger
where
in
I
Toledo?
belong?
I think that's a little bit
Kuala
of a problem. We don't know.
Kuala Lumpur is the capital of Mongolia.
Gotcha.
Ulaanbaatar. No, Kuala Lumpur is capital of Indonesia. Ulaanbaatar is capital
What's
of
the
Mongolia.
best burger in Toledo?
I don't know who is the best burger in Toledo.
Yeah, I think that's our problem. We don't know who the best burger is.
I go in moods.
We
as far
have
as local
really
guys,
just have chain restaurants like everywhere in Toledo.
well, there are little burger joints, but yeah, we don't tend to go to them. I go in moods like Rudy's is a local. Rudy's is local, and they are grease pit burgers, but I love grease pit burgers. You know, the ones where as you're looking at it, your
Yep.
heart's going, you son of a...
Holy Toledo.
They're just, the cheese is melted and dripping all down. It's 100% totally unhealthy,
sorry.
but it is so good. I love Rudy's. Rudy's, in my opinion, is the best local burger. Although, now not Nick, what is it? It was Nick's.
Yeah,
What is it now?
I think it's still Nick's.
It's Nick's now. Oh, it was whatever it was. Mayberry's. It was Mayberry's and it was something before that.
Right.
Or is it Mayberry now?
It's Mayberry now.
It's Mayberry now. It was Nick's and it was something else before that.
Right.
They make a good patty melt.
You should call it the wrong thing.
What?
You should call it the wrong thing.
They make a very good patty.
Yeah, that's a local thing. But the bar doesn't do too bad.
Say what?
The bar doesn't do too bad.
The Bard?
Bar.
Oh, Doc Watson's has a
Right.
good burger too.
Yeah.
Doc
Those
Watson's
are
has
all
good
those are
burgers.
all not chain places.
My favorite chain burger is
Only Five Guys.
somewhere between Five Guys or Red Robin lately.
Fuddruckers. Yeah, Red Robin.
Fuddruckers used to be the best, but Fuddruckers is gone. I need to make a video. I don't know if they would let us. Need to make a video from our burger place.
Eh,
I don't know why.
yeah. Doesn't sound good to me.
Quadrophenia is a great movie. Yes, it is.
Can we hit 40, y'all? 40 likes? Could you do that?
Hey, 38 was pretty good. I'm not going to raise my
I know
standards
it
just
is.
because we had 40. Yeah, by the way, I didn't say this at the beginning of the live stream, and now we're down to 22, although we were up near 40 earlier today as well.
Okay.
I want to thank everybody that always comes to live streams. 'cause
Right.
Lord knows why.
Absolutely. We love all
But
your
last
regulars.
week, we had the most views a live stream of mine has had in 2 years. Not since my earliest live streams where Curiosity got a bunch of people in. And we had the most views and the most likes on a live stream ever last Friday.
Right. Very cool.
So thank you to all you who did that.
Yep.
I think we wound up with 61
have
likes,
a Shake
61
Shack
thumbs
on here.
up.
Yeah, it was a lot.
We had 61 likes and 300 and some views. So thank you, everybody. That was amazing. And I expected to go right back down today. I expected it to be back to the normal, but we seem to have gained a few fans. So I hope we can keep them.
That's nice, indeed.
Yeah, we don't have Shake Shack now. We had Steak and Shake here,
right.
and they were really good. I love Steak and Shake here. They're out of Indiana, but they got hit by code violations, and their quality's gone down. They cleaned the kitchen, and food just wasn't the same.
Great, thanks, Cassie.
And again, if you want to share your channel and see if you can pick up some subscribers, post it here.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're as real as you get.
Yeah, the first time I had Red Robin, I didn't like it, remember?
I know,
and then
I know
we
you
had
did,
to go
no, I
there,
didn't.
and it was like, second time around, it wasn't bad.
Thank you,
But
y'all.
they're all kind of
40's
dry.
Awesome.
It's like Wendy's. I used to love Wendy's, but their burgers now are so dry.
Yeah.
And I like greasy burgers.
You're all nutters.
Wait, we're all nutters?
Joseph, so why? Because you're two real people? No, full marks. No, Mick said because we're all nutters.
Ah, okay. They're all nutters.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just been...
Yeah, they're independently owned, so your Steak and Shake could be fine.
Yeah.
But again, when they came out, they were super good.
And when I was a kid, I always
What
liked
were you
Burger
doing
King over
tonight?
McDonald's,
That's
and
what I'm
now I prefer McDonald's over Burger King.
Making you hungry.
We're hungry, and that's why we're talking food.
All right.
We went from music to food. Because Joyce, I don't have a Snickers bar handy. And when Joyce is hungry, she gets hangry.
I do get
as we call it.
hangry, yeah.
She gets that angry.
Pretty sure it's low blood sugar, and it's not pretty.
When Joyce gets
know,
hungry,
Chinese.
cats go flying.
Run away! Run away!
Neighbors hear gunshots.
Oh.
I have to fix holes in the roof and the walls
I'm not a violent person.
until you get hangry.
Still not violent, just grouchy and slightly mean.
That's what you call it. Grouchy and slightly mean.
Well, I never really mean.
Feed me now, Anthony, or I'll cut him off.
I have never done that to you.
Get in that goddamn kitchen and make dinner.
Oh.
Ever since I retired, that's
Oh,
what she does.
yeah, it's midnight. Oh, you need to go to bed, not eat.
Yeah, see, you guys, Wimpy Burger never came to Toledo. I
Yeah.
remember them being in Detroit and Cleveland, but they never opened
Yeah,
in
we
Toledo.
don't have the big kahuna
And they're
here.
over and they're still in the UK, and there's some around the US, but they're not nearly spread out. But Wimpy Burger never came to Toledo.
Nice, guys. It's nice you're subbing to each other. It's awesome. She's hungry, look out. Your Chinese wife.
Well, Jack in the Box died out here because they got busted in the 70s, early 80s for
Agree,
using
still-
horse and mule meat for their burgers.
You know, Randall, Liz watches, our daughter Liz watches Gray Still Plays. And I just can't get into anything else other than his,
The
the
Miami,
yeah, the
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand
whatever.
Theft Auto. That's the only thing I want to watch with him. The rest of his shit is just so weird.
But-
It's too weird.
My daughter watches a lot of YouTube
But we
video
do,
game
we do
players.
enjoy the
Like
Grand
somebody's
Theft
doing
Auto.
Elden Ring, and then you've got the guy that actually is the UK city engineer that plays all the
Right,
street building
right.
games, because that's what he actually
He's
does.
not a city engineer anymore.
Oh, okay.
He's retired. But
But yeah, Gray still plays.
Oh, yeah.
Gray still plays when he does the Grand Theft Auto stuff. It's hilarious.
yeah, the
I love that.
oh, my brain is not working anymore. The Hungarian hot dogs, Tony Pacos.
Yeah.
Those are an experience you really should try. And why don't
Yeah,
you come
you have to
visit
come
us?
to Toledo and get
Come
and let
visit
us
us,
take you
John,
to
and
Tony
we'll take
Pacos.
you.
That is the Toledo restaurant, famous
Yep.
for MASH. We'll take you to the original one.
Yep.
When Joyce first started teaching in Toledo, she taught around the corner from it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a
That's a Toledo historical landmark.
It is a landmark. And you, yeah, it was a cafeteria. Grabbed a tray and
Andy,
went down
if
the
we
line.
give you a huge pot of Bush's baked beans, you're sitting alone outside.
That's true. I mean, we could, I don't know, it'd be awfully expensive, I think, to mail them to you.
Yeah.
But,
And by the way, guys, you know I gave all of you a shout out.
Next.
Most of you a shout out on my one video. Hang on
Tay.
here. Keep that thought just a second. Go to Gary's site and look at his cave, his train running through the Crystal Cave. Go check that out. Gary, he is Creepy013. Go check that out. It's one of the coolest things anybody's ever made for a model train layout. Go check it out. Creepy013. Seriously, go check out his Crystal Cave train video. Wow, what a cool
I don't
design.
think I've seen it.
I thought I'd showed
yeah,
it to you.
all right, Andy. I was gonna say we could bring some over with us the last time, but you know, it doesn't always taste the same either.
Yeah,
in a
you got to
different
get it from
country.
the restaurant because you can go buy Tony Paco hot dogs at the grocery store now, but it's not the same. You can get the hot dog sauce; it's canned, but it's not the same.
It doesn't quite have the same grease out, I guess.
Yeah, you got to go. You got to go to their. You got to go to Tony Paco's and get their Moab, Moab, the Moab, mother of all bratwurst.
Right. All right, Randall. Take care.
All right, Randall, take care. Hopefully the tires don't all blow out on you.
Yeah. See you later. Yeah, of course they're imported. But
But, you
I mean,
know,
we've had imported American stuff in Germany, and it is not the same stuff.
Yeah, but Tony
Yeah,
Paco's
like
gets
Oreos?
they get their bratwurst and seasonings from a relative's farm.
Yeah,
Yeah, Tony
Yeah,
Paco's
the-
actual bratwurst.
from Hungary. Yeah. Yeah, you can get some.
Oh no, I
see.
don't like sauerkraut. Oh,
Yeah.
do not like sauerkraut.
But you can. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I don't do sauerkraut. I am really a meat and cheese bread guy. Everything I eat is just a simple meat with a good cheese and a piece of bread somehow. Whether it's a bagel, liverwurst, and Jarlsberg Swiss on top, or it's a good cheese or steak burger with a cheese on top on a bun, and then the bun can be a million things from brioche to sourdough or whatever. I don't like pickles. I don't like relish. I don't like
We
sauerkraut.
like schnitzels.
Oh, I like
John.
schnitzels.
Quite a bit.
I like schnitzel. Yes, I love schnitzel. Breaded schnitzel is the best. Two best schnitzel I have ever had was the schnitzel sandwich in Ratten near Dresden, and the schnitzel we had at the Bayerische Hof restaurant in Kempten.
Oh, yeah, that was real.
Oh my God, that was so good.
Anthony likes liverwurst.
I love liverwurst. Braunschweiger liverwurst, I love them. And I also like
I
Limburger
don't.
cheese. I like Limburger cheese. Yeah, but the thing is I don't like all the other stuff on it. In fact, when I make my burgers, I don't even add seasonings. The only thing I add is a little pepper. I don't even add salt. And if I'm grilling my own steaks, I don't even add seasoning to the steak. I want to taste the meat. I don't want any interfering flavor. I want to taste the meat.
Sean, you don't put schnitzel in a sandwich. You know, that was their specialty, though. All right, Cassie. Thanks for coming in and all.
This was a little thing. It was their own meat.
Yeah, it was their thing, and it was super. Hi, Artie.
This guy and his granddaughter or daughter, but I think it was granddaughter, because she actually got on the train with us
I think so.
at Pirna and then got off at Ratten.
Right.
But they had their own little booth,
Yuck.
their own little
It's a
thing along the street in this little village called Rotten,
There
east
wasn't
of
a
Dresden.
lot of choices, so.
And they had, it was fries, veal, and he made a veal sandwich. But what he did that was so special is because most places in Germany don't have cheese to put on the sandwich. I don't know why, but he had cheese, and they make the cheese themselves. The meat is from their own stock up at their farm just outside of Dresden or outside the town of Rotten. Oh my goodness, it was so fresh. The cheese was delicious. The meat was delicious. Real veal, not imitation pork tenderloin. Real veal. Deep fried, battered and deep fried. Put on their own baked bread. It was like they had invited us to their house and homemade it all. Because it was all homemade from their family does all the work and sends it down to their little stand. Oh my God, my students loved it. That was 2014.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was
They
so
put
good.
lettuce and tomato on it for me, which I thought was good. So.
Yeah, and they put
We
lettuce
were
and
all
tomato on
happy.
it for her.
Uh,
But they had
Hummus
relish
was
and
really good,
pickles
and-
and,
yeah.
and their fries were good too. But fries are good
that
everywhere
was
in Germany.
basically at the base of the bridge. The what bridge?
Burgers. What was at the base of the bridge?
What's the name of the bridge we walked across, or you didn't walk across?
Oh,
We
the
climbed.
Basteibrücke.
The Basteibrücke, that's it.
Yeah, they're in the town where you go up to the famous stone bridge up in the Bastei parts of the
Yikes.
Erzgebirge up there, the Ore Mountains.
Oh, I'm glad you're okay,
It was. Wait, who's okay?
Artie.
Oh, yikes!
yeah.
Roundabouts.
It's just bread, Sean. It's good.
Just homemade bread. But it can be in a sandwich. That's the great thing. It's a piece of meat, just like a burger. Put cheese on it, stick it between two loaves of bread. It's good.
Heck, we had
Now, I like
veal
schnitzel.
sandwiches for dinner the other day.
Yeah, in fact, I made veal sandwiches for dinner the other night. But we have schnitzel with cheese spätzle. You know, the little noodle spätzle. We have Wiener Schnitzel with spätzle. That's really good. But yes, in a sandwich, it's good. In fact, we need to go to Dresden again and get it. We were in Dresden in 2019 and we didn't go over there.
It's true.
Oh.
I wouldn't mind it. You could try to get across the bridge again, but I don't think we're gonna be in that area.
No, we're not going to that
For a
area.
future trip.
We're hitting the
We're
areas we
gonna travel,
haven't
I
hit,
think,
the
as long as we
southwest
get-
and the southeast.
Yippers.
And that leaves
Super.
and then that leaves just the Aachen area,
Okay.
the whole Netherlands, Luxembourg,
Right.
Aachen area there, and then it leaves Mecklenburg and Vorpommern as the one areas we have not really hit. I mean, there's, like, we haven't hit perfectly. We haven't been near Erfurt in that part of and south of the Harz Mountain,
Sounds
but
like
we've been in
cows.
that area. We've been in that area.
Cows. Well, maybe we just start going back to favorite places.
Yep.
That's all right.
Really? I thought you still because I want to get to the Aachen area,
Okay, that's fine.
and then I would love to
Alright,
get up to.
We're all set with Deb.
Okay, so I was going to ask if you set that up.
Yep,
yet.
I did.
Okay, well, we need to.
Yeah, it's almost 6 o'clock.
It is almost 6 o'clock. We need to start shutting things down here. Last one out gets the bill. But I'm bummed.
Yeah, well, you gotta expand your horizon, Sean.
We have to go potentially say goodbye to my other best friend tomorrow.
Well,
Yeah,
hopefully
I don't
he
think
hangs
it's
on.
going to.
Yeah.
I don't think as bad as he's gotten in the
I
in the
know.
last 2 weeks. If he's here for Christmas, I'll be shocked.
I know. We'll try to do a December run again.
Well, that's what we talked
Yeah.
about. Is we're gonna try to get up every couple
Once
of
a
weeks or
month.
so.
Or earlier if she calls us, I think.
You want to turn off Mallard, please and thank you.
Sure.
Okay.
Alright,
And then, all right, I've got everything shut down. Everybody ran smoothly today. I was a little worried, although the 102 was running a little slower than I would have liked. Tomorrow I can run those guys in.
over here where he's not in the way.
Yeah, here, I gotta show you this. I think you'll like this. Oh, over there? Ah,
I have to get it around. If it's over on the other side, it's in danger.
Right, you have to. Yeah, that's what I do.
I know. But I, had to move it a
I
few
wanted to
times.
show you this one real quick because I think you'll like it. Oh wait, am I? No, I'm opening the right one. What?
I think all the surprises coming here.
Yeah. Look at the horse design
All
looks
the
better.
horsies.
Yeah,
it
that
does look
looks
better in
cooler.
person.
It looks
Yeah.
cooler in person. That's really sharp. Look at this old wrap. It's like they reused it or they left it out in the sun.
Yeah.
Okay, anyhow, we have got to take care of our dinner. And so once again, Joyce and I want to thank you for joining us and spending 2.5 hours of your Friday evening where you could be out watching movies and drinking with friends and trying to kill Artie in a roundabout. But we're going to say Auf Wiedersehen.
Oh.
We're going to say Auf Wiedersehen
Choose.
and happy trains. Take care and good night, everybody.
Bye.